So another word that's interesting, I had heard of the word ikizurai, but a word you introduce is ikizurasa. Is that ikizurasa?
Yeah, ikizurasa. Yeah.
And what does that mean? Because that was mentioned in your interviews.
Yeah, in English, probably difficulty of living or finding it hard to live. I think these would capture, what ikizurasa like. I think actually ikizurasa is a really, really commonly, a term you hear often if you visit Japan, like now. Ikizurasa, it's tough to live. How do we do? I think 2 years ago, I was in Hiroshima right after a conference and at the bookstore. It's just a small bookstore there. There was an entire section on ikizurasa.
Oh, really?
Okay. Yeah. Over dozens of books on ikizurasa. I couldn't help but taking a picture. Oh my gosh, back in the 90s, Japan went through the yashi no jidai, like the era of healing. Everything was healing. Oh, it is so healing. Yashi. So that was when I was still living in Japan. Yeah, yashi healing. And now a few decades later, it's like, oh no, Japan moved from the healing society to ikizurasa, difficulty of living society. So yeah, it's almost like, this is something I need to, of course, think more. But what does it say? If in the 90s, what I often saw in the popular, magazines was yashi. This is so healing. So people were aware of the need for healing. And then now it's almost like, advanced to the next level. It's ikizurasa. It's have to live.
That's really interesting. You mentioned yashi, because that's something I learned from this Shintaro Kono, this professor who's an expert in leisure, and he interviewed college students, and one of their most valued experiences was iyashi. So he mentioned there was Tonoshi, Gambari, Shigeki, and iyashi. And this idea of yashi was comfort among your friends, that you could be comfortable with your friends. And so it's interesting how it has this other perspective of healing that you've just mentioned. So I always find it fascinating. I learned so much from these podcast interviews.